we are also 1 year away from the 2024 election. President Biden is in Delaware announcing more than $16 billion in funding for rail projects. The money, well, it comes from Biden's $1 trillion infrastructure law enacted nearly 2 years ago. It's one of the key legislative achievements the president is touting as he gears up for his reelection bid. But with a year to go until Election Day, a new string of polls are painting a grim picture for Joe Biden. Joining us now to break it down further is Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Brad. So the biggest news over the weekend was this poll by the New York Times. They polled voters in 6 swing states. And keep in mind, it is going to be the small number of swing states that will decide the 2024 election, much as they did in 2020. And in 5 of those states, they found voters saying they prefer Trump over Biden. So the states are Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada. And only in Wisconsin did Biden have a lead over Trump by 2 percentage points. In the other 5 states, they found Trump winning. So Democrats are distraught over this. The Wall Street Journal this morning called this a 5-alarm fire for Biden's reelection campaign. But everybody who thinks this is a terrible sign for Biden needs to settle down a little bit. Yes, he's in trouble on views of his handling of the economy. The world is an unstable place. We got a Middle East war to deal with, but we also are a full year away from the 2024 election. A lot can change, and let's just remember President Trump faces 91 criminal counts in 4 separate cases, and some of those trials are going to get underway next year. And one finding from this poll was a significant number of voters said, well, they do support Trump now, but if he were convicted of a crime or he went to prison, maybe they wouldn't vote for him after all. So there's a lot that can happen between now and this time next year, and this could look quite different in 9, 10, 11 months.
Well, Rick, when it comes to what is happening this week as we look ahead to 2024, the GOP candidates are going to be taking the stage here for the 3rd time, the 3rd debate. It's set for Wednesday night. When you take it's going to be less crowded. The number of candidates here, obviously, dwindling just a bit. Trump by far the leader. But what are some of the key themes that you're going to be listening for as we look to who is going to be on stage on Wednesday?
I mean, political analysts have sort of been mocking these debates as the race to be Trump's vice president or the undercard contest. I don't know about that. So I think one of the reasons that these several candidates are still in it and why they want to stay in it as long as they can is what if Trump drops out? I mean, there's just a massive amount of uncertainty around Trump, especially with regard to the criminal trials that I just mentioned that are going to get started next year. I don't know how many of those will actually be completed. I mean, some of them are scheduled to be underway well before the Republican convention next summer. Who knows if we're going to have a verdict? They could get delayed, but this is going to be a big factor in what happens next year. So Trump could drop out. One interesting little wrinkle this week is the governor of Iowa has just endorsed not Donald Trump, but Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, and DeSantis and the former South Carolina governor, Nikki Haley, they seem to be running like 2 and 3 very close to each other. So Nikki Haley was up for a little while. DeSantis, maybe he'll have a little bit of a comeback. They are all miles behind Trump, but who knows what is going to happen in 24? I mean, I don't think we've ever had so much uncertainty surrounding a presidential campaign as we have going into next year. So nobody will say that at the debate on Wednesday. They're not going to say, hey, the main reason I'm in it is because I'm hoping something happens to Trump. He goes to prison and that means I suddenly get a better shot. But I think that's why a lot of them are in it.